looking. Back to Lovett Murray. He goes short. It's a mark to Zaharakis. Zaharakis has kicked a goal. The Bombers are in front of the G.
It's time to strap in and get ready. The leaders in AFL Supercoach are incoming, helping you win your leagues and climb up the rankings. You're now listening to the Insight AFL Show with your hosts, Big Horse, Skiddy, and Herbie.
G'day, and welcome to the Insight AFL Show. I'm the Horse, and with me, as always, Skiddy. How are you, brother?
Going well, mate. Yeah, just a shitload of footy this round. So it's fantastic. We had some good games, some shockers, and hopefully some big scores to get through. And hopefully some people did all right in their best 18s this week.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A big shout out to our co-host, our man Herbie, who is currently touring Vietnam. Much love to your brother.
Oh, Singapore.
Singapore. It would be shit house just sinking frothies in another country doing sweet FA, wouldn't
it? Fuck no, that's a dream.
Anyway, so round 2 and our squeeze of the week, mate.
Oh, mate. Oh, Luke Jackson just coming in and ruining it. That 178, I know, shout out to the Whisperer on our NRL show. He captained him, so huge balls by him there. So getting a massive 356, so that was good. But yeah, unfortunately for Tyler in our chat last week in the live, he had Zach Butters and he guessed 172. And if Butters could have just got over the line, he would have got it there. We've still got, I'm pretty sure we've got about 10 people still live because I think 8 people have gone Tom Green and 2 people have gone Hogan. So there is still a chance. We
could nearly jackpot for a third week. This would be unheard of.
Oh, no, mate. Bloody hell. That'd be unreal. We had about 60 people enter last week. So it would have been nice to see it go off for once. But, that's all right. Next week, hopefully.
That's right. So if you haven't yet, do us a favour and be a triple banger. Like, subscribe, bell. Put the noties on so you know when we are going live. Also, if you haven't yet, jump in our Discord. The link will be below. Inside Unlimited is live also and for less than 50 cents a week, which is, as you blokes would know, an an upsized zinger box with a burger on the side. Drop the potato and gravy. Give yourself an extra bread roll. It's all happening there at KFC. But anyway, what you get, though, is our insights, our trades, our captains, premium, Q&A, every round of Supercoach and a few other cool perks. Entry to our Discord, however, will always and is free. So if you want to get involved in the community and talk Supercoach, it's not just us. There's a lot of good blokes in there that definitely know their shit. Our Unlimited League, we're leaving that open for a little while longer, 913351. I'll repeat, that is 913351. If you win the Unlimited League that we have going, you win a Supercoach Champions ring, thanks to the guys at Supercoach Rings. Should we get stuck straight into games, mate?
Bloody oath, mate. So let's get stuck straight into it. There's a couple of boys in the chat already, Dave and Matty. Also, too, just quick shout out to Matty. I don't know if you saw it today, Mick, but Matty hit I think it was a $1,300 multi that he put in the chat. He needed Sam Flanders to kick a goal and 4 goals from Cody Waitman. It was done in about 10 minutes. It was fantastic.
Wow. Congratulations, brother. That's awesome. Maybe we'll bring him on as our specialist punters, man.
Oh, mate, I think you'd have to fight Kizza for that because I'm pretty sure Kizz is going absolutely out of his mind as of late.
He's going nuts at the moment, isn't he? But anyway, our first lot of games are brought to you by The Standard Squeeze, who have been with us since day one, helping you drink responsibly and conveniently. You can go to the website, thestandardsqueeze.com, and use the code INSIGHT15 to get yourself 15% off everything in store. So we'll start off with Thursday night's game, which saw St Kilda sink Collingwood to a 0-3 start. The first ever team to be 0-3 after 2 rounds.
Just say that again, Mickle. What are Collingwood again?
0-3 or Owen. Oh. Owen. 0-3. St Kilda, mate. Talk me through some of their better performers.
Mate, that was a sensational effort by St Kilda. I thought Jack Steele, he was just unbelievable. Steele, he looked so good, back to his best. Nice 120 with a 119 in round 1 as well. 26 touches and 11 tackles. Looked really solid inside and just looked way too big for the Collingwood mids. But shit, when we're talking best on ground, mate, 3 votes would have had to have gone to Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller. He looked sensational. And that was with Jack Sinclair in the team too.
Yeah.
So looks like he's gone to another level. 32 touches, 11 marks, 120 Supercoach points. Only 475K at the moment. Could be a very, very nice little price rise there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rowan Marshall looked good as well. 24 touches. Only 13 hitouts though, which is a little bit strange for Marshall.
Yeah,
especially
very
against
strange.
Cameron and Cox. Yeah. But 106 Supercoach points for old Romo there. Mitch Owens, God, he looks good and dynamic when he's flying. Fantastic. 22 touches as a high half forward, which you don't see very often, but 108 Supercoach points. Marcus Winhager, I thought he did such a good defensive role on the Collingwood mids and then still was able to find and generate the ball as well out of the middle. He ended up with 104 Supercoach points. He has the dual PPP as well with defender mid. So nice one there. The old Boner, flaccid Boner, 49 Supercoach points. And that was inflated from a bit of a better last quarter. He was dog shit for 3 quarters.
Yeah, wasn't he? Yeah.
And Jackie Sinclair, back in for the Saints. He looked a little bit iffy, but he'll get better with time. He had 21 touches, Supercoach points. What did you see from the 0-3 Magpies there, Mickle?
Not much. Let's be honest. Felt pretty ordinary. Dacos absolutely shit the bed. I had the VC on him. 22 touches, 54 Supercoach points. He can be forgiven, though. He will be better than this. He looked a bit timid at times, though.
Oh, mate, there was so many times where he looked timid, and then also Windhager was kind of matching him as well, and he just looked like he didn't want the body. Just saying as well, Dacos, next 3 weeks is Brisbane at the Gabba, Hawthorn, and then a bye. Ooh.
Yeah, that doesn't fill you full of confidence, but let's hope he can bounce back. DeGoey, 539K. He might make an appearance in our cold guys later on in this episode.
Yeah.
Even worse, 13 touches, 39 Supercoach points. Wow.
Nowhere.
He was nowhere, but there's no other soundbite but this. If you've got him, you've just got to get rid of him. He is up and down worse than a roller coaster. Darcy Cameron was, or has been, probably the pick of the Collingwood players so far. 13 touches, 26 hitouts, 114 Supercoach points. And Braden Maynard backed up his recent good form. He had a break even of 25, scored another 92 Supercoach points in this game. Overall, Collingwood look disjointed at the moment. They talk about a premiership hangover. I believe that's very relevant at the moment. And some of their older statesmen, I guess, need to pull their fingers out because Sidebottom just looked lost, didn't he?
Oh, Sidebottom, Pendlebury didn't even look right there. They had like a little bit of a push at certain times, but, you know, then they just went lacking. And you're kind of like, well, what are you meant to really do with that? So,
yeah,
I mean, hopefully for Collingwood fans, they can bounce back a little bit better against Brisbane, but they're coming off the break.
And we see Brandon Hart there in the chat. Much loved brother, got married a couple of weeks ago. So congratulations to you and the handbrake, mate. His nickname's Baywatch. We'll tell you about that another day. Now let's talk about Geelong's upset win in Adelaide, mate.
Jeez, that was ultra impressive by Geelong, and they just never look like losing it. Really, they
no, they were good.
Adelaide kicked back late, but not much to say badly about Geelong because they look fantastic. Adelaide, they really got to stop kicking it to Tom Stewart because this bloke was absolutely unreal. 28 touches, 11 marks, 134 Supercoach points. Absolutely unbelievable game and nearly took the mark of the century there. Mate, Adelaide just kept kicking it to him.
Yeah, you're right.
He was the only guy there and he just stood by himself and took a chest mark. And you're like, what are you doing? Maxi Holmes, again, just, mate, I'll tell you, I probably shouldn't have waited for him to get DPP. It just actually brought him straight in because 24 touches, 95 Supercoach points. Looks very, very good off halfback and looks like that bloke that they use. He's the one that pop up every once in a while. Graham Myers, 26 touches. I know Asa is going to want me to say the Messi of the AFL, but I refuse. 3 goals, 116 Supercoach points. Still only in 1% of teams. Definitely something to look at now, but when the ball goes down there enough, Grind's going to be able to play it, but he's moving back, which is nice. Ollie Dempsey, bit quieter this week, 16 touches for 59 Supercoach points. Look to make some good coin next week, and he controls that wing very well and very damaging when he pushes forward. Jai Clark, very, very nice. We did say hold, you know, after the 13 last week. He gets a 60 this week with the same amount of touches. So he's obviously starting to get into it a little bit more, which is good to see. And Jezza, Went large round 1. Only 57 this week, though. 2 goals. But, yeah, it just didn't have he didn't push up the ground as much as he normally does. And there was some points where Tomahawk was in the back line at the end of quarters to try and stop any Adelaide momentum that was going. And, yeah, they used Tomahawk further up the field rather than Jezza, which was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, with Jai Clark as well, I think he's going to have a better role moving forward as well. With Dangerfield, who'll come up in the medical room, he has gone down with a hamstring and he's looking like 6 weeks he's going to be out for. So we'll talk about him a little bit later and then again Wednesday night. But when we're talking Adelaide, they've been pretty disappointing lately. We're in our little chat group on Discord. If you're not already part of it, join and listen to the great calls that go on in there. But Jordan Dawson, 26 touches, 12 tackles. You would think that'd be great, but 96 Supercoach points, and he's going to drop an astronomical amount of money this week or next week. Monster break even. He could be less than 600K in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Rory Laird, 29 touches, 120 Supercoach points. Even when they are getting beaten, this man continues to score well. Matty Crouch, interesting, 37 touches, 128 Supercoach points. He has started the year on fire. Unfortunately, he looks as though he's the only one that can win the ball at ground level for Adelaide. I personally like Sam Berry, but their inability to win the ball on the ground is where Crouch excels for Adelaide. It's when the ball gets on the outside where Crouch struggles. So as long as it's a contested footy inside, then he's going to do well. Isaac Rankin, 97 last week, 81 this week. I feel like this is bang on where he'll average between 80 and 100 all year. So if you want someone that's meh, then you can bring him in, but it's a no from me, dog. And Sam Berry subbed off in the third quarter, 52 Supercoach points, 10 touches with 4 tackles. Disappointing for owners that took a chance on him. As we see Matthew Granger in the chat, naturally, he sold Clark.
And Kizza bringing up the holding the ball call on the streaker was brilliant. Could not agree more. That streaker is a prick, though. He cost me my multi, so he should give me money. So, yeah.
For anyone that's looking at doing that, I hope you get banned from the AFL for life or going to the AFL. That's just
bloody oath, mate. So when we were watching this game, I had our great sponsor Ryan from A Student You Said. We were messaging together, and as you know, he's a diehard Adelaide fan.
He is an Adelaide fan.
Pretty much we were just saying how much Adelaide kicked it to Tom Stewart, but also too that how much they actually do need Crouch of being that inside, and how much of a shit game Berry played. So they were basically my main takeaways, and you nailed them all on the head.
Yep, pretty much. But let's move on because we don't want to spend all our night speaking about Adelaide as much as Ryan would probably like that. Fremantle overcame a sluggish first half to power to a 26-point victory against your boys, the North Melbourne Kangaroos. For Fremantle, Luke Dogger Jackson. Wow. 24 touches, 5 tackles, 2 goals, 21 hitouts, had 178 Supercoach points. This is why we had to start him. We spoke about Darcy being out, and we were umming and ahhing as to whether, Darcy was due back week 3, week 4, week 6. Doesn't matter. This guy could make you coin that you could go sideways if you're really that worried. So 18 handballs, which is for a big, pretty unheard of because a lot of them were picked up from ground level. He's really good below his knees, isn't he?
Bloody oath, mate. He looked absolutely sensational out there. And even when he went forward, he looked super damaging as well.
Yeah, absolutely. He does. Caleb Saronga, lazy 141 for the new pig of Supercoach. How do we get him in next week? We've got to find a way. Lukey Ryan, 611K, played another very solid game across half-back. 127 Supercoach points. This game looks moulded for him. Nate Fife subbed out with 69 Supercoach points. I wouldn't be in a rush to bring him in if you don't have him. I feel like this may be a theme moving forward for Fifey. Hayden Young, man, it pains me to say this, but 21 touches for 62 Supercoach points.
Get that garbage out of here!
He's done. We've got to go before he loses us too much coin. Andy Brayshaw and Jordan Clark, again, very solid with 123 and 119, respectively. Jordan Clark, bit underrated. He's done well the first couple of weeks.
I bloody told you this last week as well, where I was like, it looks like Jordan Clark has literally got Hayden Young's roll-off half-back, and that's exactly what happened. He is playing that so well, and they're trying to move Young into the midfield, but it's just not working as well for Supercoach. But Jordan Clark looks so good off halfback. I'm the same as you with Fifey. We knew that this was going to happen as well because of the short turnaround. We had that word from Longmuir. So not surprised. I'm just glad that he got a 67 before he got subbed out. So 100%. That's no dramas there. I'll move on to North, mate. Look, great first half. Looks like they just ran out of gas in the third and looked shit out. They started to actually piece it back together. If Larky took that mark in the last quarter, it would have cut it to 11 points with about 8 minutes to go. Could have been something else, but then Freo went down the other end and kicked 2 more goals. So it is what it is. But far out, Tom Powell, mate. Oh, I'll tell you what. 28 disposals, 5 tackles, 2 goals, 129 Supercoach points, 312k forward, mate. A negative break even coming this week. But you know what really impressed me the most?
What's up?
26 centre bounce happened into this game. Tom Powell was in every single one of them.
That's hard.
Clarko is fully in on Powell being that third in and under mid. Also the one that goes outside. So him and LDU are kind of like swapping who's going to be the outside run and who goes inside. So I thought that was ultra impressive, and I'll be definitely finding a way to get him in. Sheasel, fantastic again, 35 touches, 113 Supercoach points. Happy with that. Could have been a lot better, but Colby McKercher. How about this one? 95 Supercoach points off 22 touches. Love that. Love that run off halfback. Going to make some really nice coin there. So everyone that held Colby, you'd be absolutely stoked there. Tristan Sherry, 108 Supercoach points. I know there's some people with Sherry in their ruck. 19 touches and 30 hitouts. I was actually very impressed. And the hitouts actually went to players. This is promising for Zeri owners. So could be someone to look at as well. I don't know how he gets better, but that's all right. LDU, 30 touches, 105 Supercoach points. He looked all right. It's just that a lot of the kicks came from the middle that went forward straight to Luke Ryan. So could have been a lot better. Zachy Fisher, frustrated a lot of people, but have a look at this. 25 touches, 101 Supercoach points. What a head fuck. You know what I mean? After that round one. But
yeah, it is.
One more man, mate. George fucking Wardlaw. What a game. That should net him the rising star from that game. He had 102 Supercoach points, 23 touches, 4 tackles and a goal. That's light for him for tackles. His average is normally around about 7 or 8. So there's another one just to keep the eye out on, because I think he's only like 360k. I know there's other options, but it's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. Not too bad there, as we've got a few more comments coming in. Robbie Kennedy, ex-host of this show. Love your work, brother. We will get to that later on and on Wednesday night, mate. No goals so far in the second quarter, GWS versus West Coast. Hogan has missed 2 absolute sodas for those of you that took a risk and bought him in.
Which is really annoying for me and Kizza, because we have the same multi going on, and it's basically GWS to kick a fuckload of goals.
And it looks as though they can't. It's 36-16 so far. Next
That's
game, Melbourne absolutely smacked the pants off Hawthorn by 55 points at the MCG. For Melbourne, sex track. The tracker, 146 Supercoach points. We talk about our man, the boner, being good, but this guy gives you the boner too. This man is elite. He's so good. And you know what? They were down by up by 8 or 9 goals, 5 minutes to go. And he ran 70 odd meters to spoil the ball in the goal square.
Yeah.
Like it's that unrewarded running and those little things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time determination from the track. Love that.
That's leadership from the front right there. Maxi Gorn, 113 Supercoach points off 17 touches, 24 hitouts. Bit quieter this week, but you'd be still very happy with his 113 against the ruck killers being Hawthorn.
Bingo. That's why we stay with Gorney, because Hawthorn are the ruck killers. Supercoach points are the worst against the Hawks. So 113 is actually bloody good.
It's probably one of the better scores in the last 2 years against Hawthorn for rucks. Clayton Oliver, tagged by Finn McGuinness, 23 touches, 82 Supercoach points. His price is going to drop considerably this week. Do we look to bring him in post-buy? Abso-fucking-lutely. Jack Billings, for those of you who moved heaven and earth to get him in your teams, they would be mightily disappointed with his 20 disposal 69 Supercoach game that he bought in. Caleb Windsor, dog of the day for a rookie, 16 touches, only 40 Supercoach points. Not overly concerned yet. And 2 rookies for us. Blake Howes, 123K, 68 Supercoach points, and just past his break-even of minus 86. How good. He's going to make us bulk coin for a few weeks yet. And Marty Hall came on as a sub at halftime. Wasn't really required to do too much as the ball barely went into Hawthorn's forward line. With broken ribs to May and Lever's knee, I reckon his job's fairly safe for a few weeks, even though he only scored 10.
Yep.
Talk to me about the Hawkers, mate.
Just want to quickly say, Blake Howes, mate, he looks so bloody composed down back for someone that's just started his playing career. Like, he's really, really impressive. So for Hawthorn, James Sicily, after we just potted the shit out of him last week, he comes out and gets a 123 from 27 touches and 13 marks. Let me just preface this. He got probably about 6 disposals in the first quarter, all from just chipping around the back line. Hawthorn did not move it past the wing for probably about 5 minutes. And Sicily kept chipping it. He may get – the only way that he's going to get good Supercoach scores is for Hawthorn's detriment. I'm pretty sure that shows by the fact that they only kick 5 goals. So Hawthorn want to win. Sicily's not going to be getting those type of scores. And that's how it, plummeted a little bit after halftime because they actually were trying to kick goals.
Well, for those of you that did see the fan footy or the overall, I guess, scores for Hawthorn this game, I think the top 5 scorers were all backmen for Hawthorn.
I will double check that for you, Horse.
Yeah. But anyway, as you check that out, mate, Massimo D'Ambrosio looks to have a really good role there for Hawthorn. And he's definitely not a one-hit wonder, is he? 23 touches, 8 marks, and 87 Supercoach points.
Yep, absolutely, mate. Joshy Weddle, 91 Supercoach points to back up his 94 he had last week. Looks really good with that run off half back. John Newcomb, yucky. 17 touches for 66 Supercoach points. I would say he'd probably be coming out of most midfields if you have him. And just to go with it as well, Mick, so Sicily, Scrimshaw, Warple, Weddle, D'Ambrosio, Eamon, McKenzie. So 4 of their top 6 were backmen. Warpedo, he looks like the one that is benefiting from Newcomb playing like shit. Warple looks to be the guy that's going through the mid, really getting in and under, and then also being used pretty well around the grounds. He's pushing hard to make extra positions. Newcomb isn't. So that's pretty much where I'm looking at it with it.
Safe to say.
I'm not bringing in Warple, though.
No, absolutely not. I'm kind of hoping Phil's not listening at the moment because I'm going to talk about how the Swans powered home against the Bombers, winning by 30 points. We talked, or the Essendon Footy Club talked about being harder at the ball all week and being strong around the contest, but I wasn't anticipating Peter Wright absolutely cleaning the absolute piss out of Cunningham nice and early. He'll probably get a few weeks for that. But
they're
for Sydney, I reckon it'll be about 4, but we'll see. That's what
they're trying to get out of it.
Yep. Errol Gordon almost hit his break-even of 159 this game with 149. Yeah. He's a very clean ball user. He will drop slightly in price, but I doubt you're going to get him for much cheaper now. Isaac Heaney.
Michael, just got to say, Heaney's second half was just absolutely phenomenal. He looked nowhere in that first half, maybe second quarter, but that last half of footy was just absolutely unreal. That's why he's one of the best ball users and players that we have in the AFL.
Yeah, absolutely. Isaac Heaney had a break-even of minus 12 and then just went out and got 32 touches for 128 Supercoach points. He's been in the top 10 players in the AFL this year. There's no denying that. And I think that with the way he's playing, I think they're going to have to keep him mid.
Yep, I agree. Do you know how many times Isaac Heaney has clicked over 30 touches in his career?
No.
1. That was the first time ever.
Wow. There you go.
Isn't that unreal to think about? For a player of Heaney's status, that's the first time he's ever cracked 30 touches. Facts with Skid.
Facts with Skid. Drop it like it's hot. Chad Warner, another good game by him. 28 touches, 2 goals, only 102 Supercoach points. Brodie Gundy worked his way into the game with a 99 Supercoach score. Looks like he's getting his legs back now. He covered the ground fairly well. I actually thought he played really well against the Goldstein and Draper combo. That's
Yeah.
probably going to be one of the harder ruck combinations to come up against this year because both can ruck fairly well.
Yep.
Tommy Papley, I want to cover this by saying he's not Supercoach relevant, but fuck, we've got to talk about this guy. 155 Supercoach points, 24 touches, 4 goals, and the ultimate pest. Too inconsistent to be a permanent fixture in our forward lines, but he gets a mention as this score was phenomenal. Skiddy, 3 blokes walk into a bar. Nick Kyrgios, James Sicily, and Tom Papley.
Yeah.
Who are you buying the first beer for?
Oh, Paps, easy.
Yep.
Absolutely, Paps. He's got a bit of shit about him. I love that.
Yeah, good.
Kyrgios might bitch and moan, and Sicily might punch me in the face. I'll definitely go with Paps.
Yeah, there we go. Game on. James Jordan and Matt Roberts both comfortably covered their break-evens. James Jordan had a break-even of -12 and scored 88 off 18 touches. Keep making bank, baby. And Matt Roberts had a break-even of 58 and scored us a nice 94. Disclaimer, we've got Caulfield going down. We've had Reid go down. We've had Gibcus go down. There's injuries galore in our back line. And I'm actually going, regardless of how much money he makes, I'm actually going to hold him until he gets his DPP in round 6 and rotate him into the back line.
Who's that, Matty Roberts?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm just going to keep holding. I don't care until he gets subbed or gets some bullshit happen to him. Then, I'm still running with him. He looked really nice out the back there.
Yeah. You can talk to me about Essendon. I know how much you love the boys.
Oh, mate. Look, I'm happy to talk about Essendon when they lose. Thank you very much, Kizza. Keep them coming, brother. I appreciate that. My man. Look, but in all seriousness, Horse, Zachy Merritt was unbelievable. I thought he carried your asses on his back for long periods of that game. 32 touches, 6 tackles, 132 Supercoach points, mate. And mostly the fact that his leadership was so overly notified was just unbelievable. He was so good. Yeah, Nick Martin, if he gets a vote in this game, I would not be shocked. That's how good I thought Merritt played. Nick Martin, better, but still. Martin had 31 touches, 93 Supercoach points. That was also after a 14-point first quarter. It's just annoying in the fact that there was 2 players that we had around this point, Mickle. It was either 3. Martin, Holmes, or Matt Crouch.
Yeah.
And Martin is the lesser of those 3, which is just kind of annoying. But he's pushing back into it and getting ready and getting better positions, which is good. Setterfield continued to play well in the role of the inside mid without Parrish, having 29 touches and 126 Supercoach points. Andy McGrath, solid game. 25 touches for 95 Supercoach points. Also looks really good coming off of half back. Round of applause. That is the first time I've actually got his name right. I normally keep calling him Ash McGrath, the guy from Brisbane.
The miracle on grass.
Miracle on grass, absolutely. I think that's why I keep calling him that, because good memories. Jade Gresham, remind us why he was priced north of 500K a few years ago with his 23 disposals, 3 goals, 121 Supercoach points. Did look good in the Essendon forward line. And don't pick Stringer.
Yeah, don't. He's shit.
Yep.
I don't like. I'm an Essendon supporter, and I know how much non-Essendon supporters hate him, but even the Essendon supporters don't really like him. So
And also too, Archie Perkins, after his stellar game last week, this is what you said last week, how the fact that it probably wouldn't be able to be sustained. He only got a 73, unfortunately, but it's role change, unfortunately.
Yep. I see Robbie Kennedy in the chat talking about Dylan Shield. Yes, an attractive price, but I can confirm out of Essendon that he is a bit on the outer at the moment, mate, and he'll be lucky to play 10 games this year, if at all. So I think they're looking at what's that?
Wasn't he on the outer last year and he tried to go, but then you re-signed him?
Foot injuries. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know why the fuck they kept him.
They were going to trade him, ended up keeping him. I think he's on the last year of his deal this year. Yeah. Let's talk about the World Cup. You're in the World Cup, aren't you?
Bloody oath I'm in the World Cup, mate. I've got no idea what I'm doing in the NRL.
No, well, it would appear as though the horse is the same. So if you ever thought you're elite at Supercoach, well, now you can prove it with a year-round Inside Fantasy Sports Supercoach World Cup featuring all 4 Supercoach sports in NRL, AFL, NBL, and BBL. It is $20 now to join, as both NRL and AFL seasons have started. Your rankings will be calculated together, and the best performer over the 4 sports combined will take out the best Supercoach player in the world. Join our Discord to find out more and register. Our Discord will be below in the description. So our next lot of games are going to be brought to you by perhaps the man with, we'll give him top 5 moustache status, Ryan from Newstead. So are you wanting to buy your first home or even investment property, don't know how? Are you the current owner with an interest rate above 6.2%? We can guarantee you that there are better options for you, and Ryan will find them. And best part is he will do it for free. Reach out to him on Facebook, Instagram. His LinkedIn will be below in our description, or his phone number, 0431766784. Sunday, today, Gold Coast versus Western Bulldogs. Bulldogs with a pretty polished performance, 9-goal first quarter, and looked very dominant in their ball movement. Darcy taking a lot of ruck work away from English. Suns mid's looking pretty good, but the Dogs run away with an almost 50-point victory. Disclaimer before we get you start talking about the Doggies, mate. Jack McRae had 47 touches in the VFL today.
Yes, he did. Big Horse, 47 touches in the VFL. He had 25 at halftime. I'm pretty sure he had I think it was 78 fantasy points or something like that at halftime. He's making it hard for Bevo not to bring him in.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah. So, Doggies, I just want to say very quickly, Bevo, great job coaching that round. You didn't sub off the zinger, so that's a big tick. You finally dropped that cone Rory lob for Sam Darcy. I mean, shit, I think anyone could have seen that was the right move. So, but you finally did it, and look at that. You come out with the big win against the Suns. So, good on you. Timmy English, I captained him, so I'm happy with that. I mean, Jackson or Butters are both in my team, but that's all right. I'm still happy taking English is 139, 15 disposals, 25 hitouts, 8 tackles from the big fella. You don't see that very often, so that was nice. As Horse said, Darcy in the side took a bit of ruck work away from him, but that's all right. Not Supercoach worthy at all, but what a start from Cody Waitman. 4 goals in the first quarter, finished with 6 and 136 Supercoach points. He won't hit higher than that this year. I'm pretty comfortable in saying that. Bontempelli, 132 Supercoach points. Great game from the Bont. Just absolutely took the piss all day. He was everywhere, makes the right decisions, does what he does. 2 goals and 31 disposals. Libba, 120. He was copping some shit from someone in the Discord chat earlier. I think he only had 51 or something like that at halftime, and he comes out and finishes with 120. So big from Libba. He had 21 disposals, 9 tackles. Big game and a goal as well. Really good from Libba. Sam Darcy, here we go. 110 Supercoach points. How many questions are you going to reckon we're going to get? Oh, how do we get Darcy in? How do we get Darcy in? That's what I'm thinking out too, boys. Don't know how to get him in. I need more trades. Absolute great game. Rucking as well. Went forward, back, and rucked 2 goals. Was taking intercept marks. Only had 12 hitouts. I don't think, even though Roy Lobb kicked 4 in the VFL,
he's not
kicked
coming
5
back
last
in.
week. No, which is great. And our boy, the Zinger, how about him? Hit the ton and then got taken away. Now we only got 99 spewing. 22 disposals, 5 tackles, just showing that he can get in and under. How good's that? Let's just hope he doesn't get subbed anymore. Up yours, Bevo. Why does this always happen when Justin isn't on the damn pod? Jason Johannisen, another 98. Unbelievable. 2 in a row. And that was with Caleb Daniel playing the whole game. So that's now definitely something to look at as well. We do also have to say that Caulfield did go down in the first 2 minutes with a shoulder. So there's another trade that we have to make. So really, really like that from JJ with Bailey Dale as well. 25 disposals for him. Lockie Bramble. I know this is one that you're thinking about, Big Horse. This is one I was thinking about last week. 84 Supercoach points, 20 disposals off halfback. He is the DPP mid defender. 290K. It is very, very interesting with that DPP because there's not many other players with that kind of thing. And he did get a lot of it off the halfback, pushing further up the ground as well. Johannesson and Dale seem to go a bit further back, and then it's then to Bramble. Bramble then comes off of that. So he's definitely one to keep the eye on.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. For the Gold Coast Suns, took 118 Supercoach points. Played a great game for the Suns in the middle. 30 touches, 10 tackles, but efficiency was a little off. Will be better. But the Suns mids were probably a little bit outclassed today without Wits there. Sam Flanders, another great game. He keeps performing. 102 Supercoach points. I'm looking to bring him in post-buy. Matt Rao. Yeah. And Mr. Anderson, 97 and 95 Supercoach points. 24 disposals, 8 tackles for Rao, 24 touches for Anderson. Look good, but they were just outclassed. Will Powell down back, 92 Supercoach points off 20 touches. Could be a look. Sexton, bit quieter, 47 Supercoach points, 14 touches. Didn't get much use out of him down there. Walter, good to see him play his first game, 38 touches. And Berry, lucky you're making us coin, mate. But thanks for the cash. See ya.
See ya.
So, unfortunately, he's gone.
Obviously, down by too much, Mick. We don't have enough trades to get all these fucking shit blokes out.
How's Travis in the chat? How good is Sarong Horse? He's quite good, mate. Yes, he's very good, and I wish I had have picked him, mate. Hopefully, you have him. Let's talk about Richmond versus Port Adelaide.
Sorry. Skits' comment, afternoon, fellas. Had the VC on Gawn, missed Jackson's score, then took the C off of Butters being greedy, trying to get him a monster score with Hogan. ATM, he'll be happy if he can get a ton. That hurts.
Yeah, that hurts.
But hopefully Hogan comes out with a massive one. Kiz has just said that he reckons that the damn wall's about to break because he's watching the game for us. So he reckons they can get a bit off the chain here. So hopefully for you, Skits, he can get up. Just be happy that you have Butters in the side. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, now that you're talking about Butters, we'll kick off by talking about the Richmond Footy Club. So, Mr. Baker, 137 Supercoach points, still swapping half back and forward, but played a really nice game, 23 touches and 3 goals. Taranto, 101 Supercoach points, 26 touches, and looks like he's the main man in the midfield. Nank, 97 Supercoach points this week, 24 hit out, 6 tackles, 17 touches. Not for me. Bolton still can't crack the ton yet. 86 Supercoach points, 22 touches, 2 goals. He will get better. Again, remember, this is round 3. He doesn't really score well until 4, 5, 6 and onwards. So that's okay. One that we held on to that we were right about was Mr. Campbell. 81 Supercoach points, 14 touches, and played a great game. He had more touches last week and only scored 30-something Supercoach points.
Yep.
So it's just the way, he gets himself into good spots. I really like his intensity and his pressure.
Yeah.
Really nice cash grab if you've got him.
Really good. And also his ball movement inside 50 was it's very noticeable as well.
Absolutely.
He played a really good game.
And Jaden Short. I'm going to keep this short.
Yep.
Yeah. He was pretty ordinary, wasn't he?
Mate.
He's not taking kickouts anymore.
No kick-ins at all. They were giving the ball to Bluston was taking a couple of them, and then Ross took a couple, and there was someone else, and I can't remember who it was. And I'm like, how the hell is this more impactful than letting him take the kick-ins? What the hell?
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. So
anyway, talk to me about Port Adelaide, mate.
All right, mate. Well, I'll get stuck into Zaki Butters. That was an absolute masterclass what he just put on. 175 Supercoach points, 34 disposals, a goal. Mate, they just looked for him at all times when they could. He was making the right plays. Mate, he's one of these ones where you kind of just look at and go, shit, I kind of got to get this bloke in. It's has to be. Willem Drew, though, that was an unbelievable game from him. 144 Supercoach points. And the reason why he scored so high is he didn't tag anyone. They let him play as an actual inside mid.
Yep.
And he had 27 disposals, a goal, and he just really, really showed out today. I thought that was ultra impressive from him. Dan Houston, good. 108 Supercoach points, 25 disposals and a goal. Looked good off half back. The role is solid, and he is the one that is getting the main ball use from there. Mr. Toot himself, Ollie Wines. Another 99. Horse, this is unbelievable from Ollie Wines. He rarely goes over 90 in the first, over probably 70 in the first probably 8 weeks of the season, and he's done it twice. A little bit of something there, Horse. He could have even got better, but he kicked 2 points. But also too, no Jason Horne-Francis in this game, did allow for a bit more extra midfield time. Connor Rozee, 90 Supercoach points, 28 disposals. Sounds good. He had 50% efficiency. That's why he didn't get a massive score. Will be way better than that, but he worked the ground really, really well. And then, look, we can go through all the other poor players that scored over 90s and shit, but in fairness, the ball lived in their half for the last half of the game. They controlled the ball really, really well. Richmond just kind of went to sleep, and Port were just kind of holding out until the siren. So not reading too much into the rest of it.
No. Do you think Port Adelaide are genuine contenders?
Yeah, the way that they play it, they kind of do look that they can make an absolute splash. I don't know if they're on that level to win it, but shit, I mean, we thought Brisbane and Collingwood were going to be on that level, and look how crap they're playing.
It turns out that the Brisbane Collingwood game next week is going to be extremely interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, bloody oath it is. If
who's
that's a
going to win their
draw,
first game?
I will laugh my dick off if that's a draw.
Yeah, that'll be terrible. Choke Artists is in the chat. What do you think pass score will be? I've seen in some of the fellow Podmaster or other podcast creators, Supercoach content creators, in leagues that I'm a part of, and it looks as though 2100 to 2150 is about the top score that I'm seeing at the moment. So anything over 2000 is probably a really good score this week, or anything above 2000 is definitely above par. So
yeah.
For the West Coast GWS game at the moment that's going on, mate,
Tom fucking Green, baby, the porn star. He's on 83 at halftime.
Yeah, he's on 83. Kieran Briggs on 84. Lockie Whitfield, 63. Our man Cadman on 53. Someone who's shitting the bed a little bit, Josh Kelly, for anyone that went left field, he's only on 23. And for West Coast, McGovern, 76. Liam Duggan, we did say last week after his 49-point effort, he will be better. He's on 64 at halftime.
How about this bloke, though?
Who?
Elliot fucking Yo.
62 Supercoach points, 19 touches. 19. He is only running at 47% efficiency, though. Harley Reid is on 36 points at halftime also. So, mate, what we like doing here is we're going to get into our hot guys, cold guys in the medical room for the people at home that need to know who to target, who to fade, and who to stay away from because of injuries. So let's start with our hot guys. This is why I'm hot. Disclaimer to Asa. Hopefully you weren't listening, mate. There's the gunshot. It is back. So, hot guys, you want to go with them, mate?
Yeah, mate. Sounds good to me. I love talking about hot guys. We got Jackie Steele as one of them. Obviously good looking, but also very bloody good for Supercoach. Nasiah Wangani Miller. We got to have a nickname for him with his initials close enough to NWA. So we'll get something on that. 32 touches, 11 marks, 120, 475K at the moment. So he's nice. Liking Darcy Cameron, I'm on the edge. I've got other. Oh, kids are gorgeous, man. Thank you very much. He said, "Hot guys, Horse and Skiddy." What a man. Our genuine punter in the Discord. What a man. Cameron. I look at other rucks that I feel like are going to give me a bit more how you going, but that's all right. Tommy Stewart, also a good looking bloke.
He nearly took mark of the century. Do you see that?
Mate, that was unbelievable. How good would have that been in his? What was it? 150th?
You're talking about he went 150 stories high.
Oh, that too, but no, I'm pretty sure he's 150th.
Yeah, it was his 150th game. Yeah,
you won't see like a better 150 games like from the last few years. He's been sensational for the Geelong, especially his story. It's fantastic. Rory Laird, he's definitely someone that's keeping the eye on with 120. Price may drop a little bit as well, so that could be someone that we watch out for. And Matt Crouch, 37 touches. 128 Supercoach points. So with that, like, 400, like mid 400K price, he's definitely someone that can be looked at. I think, I don't know about you, but I've got spot fires in other places that I have to address. So before I can actually look at getting crouching. Lukey Jackson, just absolutely unreal. He's definitely good in everyone's forward line. If you dropped him to make way for Heaney, that sucks. Hopefully there was other ways you're able to get him in if you didn't start with him. Caleb Sarong, if you don't have him, you're just going to have to find a way, mate. It's just another 140 plus. This is just outrageous by him, what he's doing. Tom Powell, this is someone that I am desperately trying to get into my forward line. This, as we said, 100% CBAs. He has full faith from Clarko, so that's a big yes from me. Sheasel, yep, another one of the back line that we can bring in for our primos. Looked really good again. Big Sex Track, yep. Sex Track is definitely hot right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be hard to make up your mind if you want Sarong, Track, Green, or Bont. Yeah, no, Clary. Oh, geez, there's so many different ways that we can go about it, but Track's just really doing his thing. Maxi Gorn, again, it's how do you feel like the ruck situation is going to work, Horse? Are you not going to be satisfied until you have English and Gorn, or are you still going to be okay with having, like, a Zeri or a Grundy or Kieran Briggs even?
My outlook so far is to hopefully keep English if he can stay healthy and turn Grundy into Marshall.
I like that. Now we've got to worry about bloody Sam Darcy coming in and how many hit-outs he's going to take off English. Bloody
That's
hell.
right.
Pain in the ass. Yeah. Sicily, one good game, but still, he's not doing anything to Hawthorn's success. Errol Goulden, another one that we can throw in the midfield category, 159, nearly close. 149. His break-even was 159, so another one we've got to consider. Isaac Heaney, thank you very much. That's nice cash gen there. Keep holding him until the midfielders come back, and even if he stays there, then happy days. Zachy Merritt, unbelievable game from him. Mate, even he's now coming into the conversation of these damn midfielders of how influential he's been, but also too, Darcy Parish wasn't there. Tuk, he was the best of the Gold Coast Suns midfield this week, but we know how good all of the Suns players can be. Hard without wits, so he'll be better than that. Timmy English as well, hot guy, just keep on keeping on. Bontempelli, yep. He is just going to keep on doing what he does, which is fantastic. Libba, yep, he made up for it in that second half, so he's still on the hot guys list, which we love to see. Sam Darcy, a new inclusion. Mate, what does Sam Darcy cost? Is it 123?
123K forward.
I mean, that does sound nice, doesn't it? Tom Berry, that may be our detour, because I don't think Lobby's taken his spot back. Stupid cone. And Zachy Butters, yep. I'm even going to throw another one on that, Mickle.
Yep. Go.
Willem Drew, he deserves his spot on there.
Yep. I'm glad you said cone and not another 4-letter C word that I thought was going to pop out then.
No. Everyone knows my nickname for Rory Lobb is the cone. So, but I can see why you were worried.
Yes, just slightly concerned.
Fair enough. You want to go through the cold guys, shag a bag?
Yeah, unfortunately, that when we talk about hot guys, there's an associate in cold guys. So here it is. And who better to start off our cold guys this week with the boner himself. When it gets cold, it shrinks, and he definitely disheveled his way into our cold guys list this week. Are we dropping the boner? Potentially, because I had a look at his role. We all had a look at his role, and it is definitely affected with Sinclair there. So join us Wednesday night where we'll talk about where we're going with that one. Dacos absolutely shit the bed, 22 touches, 54 Supercoach points. He's a cold guy at the moment. DeGoey, I reckon he's been on this list already once this year. This is the second time, even worse. 13 touches, 39 Supercoach points. Jeremy Cameron, I'm going to put on here, 57 Supercoach points with 2 goals. If he didn't kick the 2 goals, he would have been less than 40. I was going to put Ben Keys on here because he only had 10 touches for 38 Supercoach points, but he dropped the flog who ran onto the ground. So for me, that's an extra 100, and he gets a pass.
Yep.
Hayden Young, man, it pains me to say it, but see ya. If he's in your team, ladies and gentlemen, get rid of him. One I have thrown in here that you're probably not going to be happy with is Nick Sevlaki. Almost
That's
zero
it.
Larky. 1 goal, 6 touches, 27 Supercoach points. Yuck.
Yep,
Dylan
I agree.
Moore, we were talking about him
All right.
last week.
I'm just going to say this, Mickle. Alex Pearce is that fucking good of a full backman.
He's pretty
and
good.
His positioning is so underrated of how good he is. And I am worried that he may be like a full forward type killer for Supercoach. Not as important, but for multis, definitely important.
Absolutely. Dylan Moore, we spoke about him last week because he made the 100 coming back from glandular fever. May have caught up with him this week. 11 touches, 44 Supercoach points. Caleb Windsor, 16 touches, 40 Supercoach points as well. Marty Hoare, 10 Supercoach points after being subbed on at halftime. Dane Rampy is one that you wouldn't have seen on here too many times. He started last year on fire with back-to-back 140s. 9 touches this past game, 35 Supercoach points. James Rowbottom, we spoke about him. He scored north of 100 last week. This is why we don't touch him. Mr. Inconsistent.
He had so many centre bounce attendances as well, and he did nothing at all. And he was in the wrong position at so many times. It was so frustrating.
Nick Hind, I've put him on the cold guys, 10 touches, 33 Supercoach points. Look, let's be honest, he's not cold. He's just shit.
Yeah.
Don't even look to get him in. Sextown, 47 Supercoach points, 14 disposals. Tommy Lynch, 8 Supercoach points.
8.
He's really struggling to get his legs back. Looks way out of touch to me. And I'm putting Jaden Littleman Short here. Not what we wanted from Shorts. Didn't make his break even. He's not taking kickouts anymore. It's really disappointing to see that role is being taken away from him. And unfortunately, it's probably a sell. So if you've got the coin, you could probably go up to Luke Ryan, who's going to be more consistent for you.
Yep.
Skiddy?
I want another one on there, Horse.
Go for it, mate.
Van Soldo. That was a shit effort today. Horrible. I mean, this is why we said you don't want Soldo, because he took the piss out of Bailey Williams and West Coast last week with the ton, and then he only had a 44 today against Nate. That is why you don't touch Soldo.
That's right. Mate, the people probably want to know who got hurt.
Medical.
It's a bit of a banger, isn't it, that? I like it.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, our medical room. Liam Henry.
This one hurts.
Yeah, St Kilda. Looks to... Is it a grade 2 or a grade 1 he's done? But it's going to keep him on the sidelines for 6 weeks, apparently.
Yeah.
So this may save Bona's role for a little longer because they've got no next one as well, Mason Wood, who was knocked out in the first quarter. That was pretty terrifying watching him convulse on the ground and get the shakes on. So he will definitely miss this week's game against Essendon due to the
Did I hear as well that he's done his collarbone as well or something like that?
He was carried off when he was taken off. His arm was in a sling, so there may be more to that. Fife was subbed off during their win against the Kangaroos on Saturday with what we now know as back tightness or a stiff back. Watch this space as to how they manage Fife moving forward, especially with the flight back to Perth. I would have thought with them bringing over Will Brodie and Jaeger O'Meara, they may have rested him this game, and there were whispers that he was going to, but turns out they just played him for 2.5, 2 3/4 quarters and then rested him.
I reckon that was the way to plan, in fairness, because as we knew, we had word from Longmire prior to the season.
Longmuir,
Freo have, thanks, whatever, because they have they had that short turnaround of only 6 days. We were expecting him to either miss or be subbed, and next week they also have another 6-day turnaround before they play Adelaide on Friday night.
For sure. Stephen May, mate, hurt himself.
Oh, frothies. Not frothies, mate. Yeah, copped an absolute knee and a half from Chol, and then he landed on him. I reckon. Have they said that it's broken ribs?
Yes.
Yep. All right. So that sucks. So he'll miss a few, unfortunately, for frothies. Also, too, with the other demon backman with Jake Lever injuring his knee during the game. Looked really noticeably troubled. Can we have a look at Tom McDonald? Because he got 100 last week. Actually, what did Tommy McDonald get this week? Let me just double check that.
I'll have a look at that, mate, while you go through the rest of them.
Beautiful. No worries. Harry Cunningham, unfortunately, gets knocked out as he was running back courageously from Peter Wright. As we said, Peter Wright will probably cop 4 weeks. It's not the same as what Jimmy Webster did to Jai Simpkins. That was a dog hit where he aimed for the head. Peter Wright was going for the ball, but he did jump and gave away his.
The only thing that'll save him, I reckon. So Tom McDonald scored 37. So
yuck. Okay, don't worry about it.
When we're talking about Peter Wright, you see that when he left the ground, his eyes were on the ball, and then he sort of looked towards Harry Cunningham.
Yeah.
Turned. When he bumped him, he didn't when you bump someone and the elbow comes up, he didn't do that. You could see that he looked noticeably worried and concerned by it after that.
Yeah.
And it's an unfortunate circumstance, but with the AFL's angle on concussions, he's definitely missing weeks.
Yeah, but also too, Mick, when you look at the other camera angle of it, the side on one, you actually see Wright's his elbow does come up and it actually nearly makes like contact to Cunningham's head. So it actually does look a little bit worse when you look at the slow-mo replay. Okay. I reckon he still cops 4. It's just because he leaves the ground. But I think it was a play on the ball rather than when you look at Jimmy Webster where he, actually headhunted someone. So, right. I don't think we should be calling for 7 or anything like that. But 4-5, that's fine by me. Caulfield, that sucks. Dislocated shoulder in the first minute or two. He could really miss a fair amount of time. If it was just a dislocation, I've had several dislocations of stingers where you can be all right for the next week or the week after. But if it completely dislocated, they will probably go on the side of caution and he'll miss a few. Danger. This didn't even look that bad. But the next thing you know, we're getting reports that he's out for 6 weeks. And, he was on the sideline. He was showing his hammy. He's like, oh, yeah, I've got a little bit of a niggle. Still walked off on it and everything like that. Nah. Apparently he's out for 6. So that sucks for Danger. What it doesn't suck for is Jai Clark, whoever is still holding him, because that means more midfield time. So
absolutely. And that'll do us for the medical room so far. The Hawks, the GWS and Eagles game is still rocking on. But
that's what it was. Lockie Jones for
what's he done?
Well, he got subbed out. He had a niggle with his knee or his calf early in the first quarter, came off, came on, and then looked like it wasn't good at all. So he then got subbed out. So Lockie Jones may miss next week.
I kept him off the medical report because I was listening to, I think it was SEN, and they just said that he was not playing very well and then he got dragged. So you might be right.
He did have a calf problem in the first quarter, and he was off for probably about 8 minutes getting it checked out. And then,
Yeah, gotcha. Let's get into some question time. There's a bit going on in the chat.
Woo, question.
It's question time. Let's answer your questions for the week ahead.
So we got one here from Robbie Kennedy here.
Yes, sir.
He might need to say goodbye to Short Young for Sheasel. Which one of you guys, or which one would you drop? It's a bit of a shit sandwich having both, mate, but I would probably drop Young first.
Do you know that that little Mexican ad where the girl goes, "Why not have both?" Yeah, piss them both off. They're both shit. But I think I'd lean Young first. Actually, no. I'd go Short because Short has the better chance to score, but Young is getting the disposals. He's just doing shit with it. So, yeah. I think I'd lean Short.
How good is Sarong?
How good is yours?
Yeah, fuck, he's good. Sometimes you just have to eat your words. And we thought he'd score a little worse this week, which he has, but he still scored a lot of points. So if you've got him, awesome. Or if you want to get him in, I would not blame you at all. Choke artist here. It felt like only Houston and Butters were the only ones touching the ball for periods of time during that game. Have a look at this by David Morgan. This is a power move, mate. He brought in Darcy for Fisher this week, banked the 255K to bring in Sarong, Steele, and Ryan next week.
Fuck, that's nice, isn't it? That is a big ball play to bring in Sam Darcy for Fisher. And then he's just sitting there rolling with 100 as well.
Yeah, we're talking about Our man, the boner, going cold. This bloke's walking around with massive agates, isn't he?
Yeah. Jeez, he hasn't got undies big enough for those.
No, Crouch is seriously poor considering how much of the football he gets. I agree, mate.
Yep.
Ian Johnson, what's a good score this week? Anything over 2,000 at the moment, mate. I think the top score that I've seen so far is 2160.
Yeah, I think over 2,000 is actually a really good score so far this week. I'm currently, to put it into perspective, I'm currently sitting on, I think it's 1965 or something like that, and that's with Tom Green playing. So I think he's on 85, so I'm currently sitting around 2.5 at the moment. So I think anything around, the 19.5 is probably not a bad score.
Yeah. Choke artist here. Is there teams to avoid when bringing in guys from here on, or bad schedules? Yeah, they are. We've got a bit of a map in our Insight Unlimited where you'll find we've done up a bit of a graph as to teams that score well, teams that other teams score well against, teams that score poorly, i.e. Hawthorn being the ruck killers, et cetera, et cetera. So if you'd like to get a good look at that, mate, jump in the Discord and it'll be there. But in regards to are there teams to avoid? At the moment, you're just not looking to bring in anyone on the buy or potentially with the buy at the moment because that'll just kill your best 18 at the moment. If you've already got them, so be it. But don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yep, that's Giants and Gold Coast for next week. And just also to help you out there a little bit, there are better teams that use the ball more in a attacking, move the ball quicker kind of way. That's like West Coast. Sorry, not West Coast. Western Bulldogs, Suns, they both do it very well. Port to a degree as well. Hawthorn do it badly, as do West Coast.
Yeah. So when you're talking Hawthorn, you're only really looking at Hawthorn backs because we've seen for the first couple of weeks, it's only their backs that really score that well. In regards to West Coast, their top score at the moment, Jeremy McGovern's on 94, Liam Duggan, 77, Elliot Yeo, 69. All these guys have been pushing back into the back line. So good to see Harley Reid pushing up towards 50 now, and Kieran Briggs has just hit the ton.
Only Briggsy.
Well, we got our man, our co-host, Justin Herbert, all the way in Singapore, wherever the bloody hell he is. Lazaro is better than Heaney. The man must be 30 beers deep at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Travis Lupke, surely Port bring in Sweet. I hope they do. I really like Sweet. He looks really good.
I'd like to say they would, but I think they need a bit more. They probably need a bit more experience with how their midfield's kind of set up with Soldo. So I'd like to see Sweet in. I just don't know if they're going to pull the trigger.
Hey, lads, in my second round of AFL Supercoach, currently third in the World Cup of Supercoach. What a lad. I don't know the nicknames of the players. Just a quick mention of the actual name would help. Right. He wants to know the names of the players. Jump in our Discord, mate, and if there's anyone that you've got issues with or if there's anyone that you don't know, just DM either of us, mate, and we can help you out. No worries.
I think.
Can we target Lions or Blues? Oh, sorry, go.
Sorry, the other ones that I can say off the top of my head, the boner is
Riley.
Sex Track is Christian Petrarca. Porn Star is Tom Green. I don't know if we said many other ones other than
the Cone is not one you want to bring in anyway.
Exactly right.
The Colonel is Riley Sanders.
It's a zinger, but whatever.
Yeah. Can we target Lions or Blues players now? Absolutely, mate. I am looking
Jared Lyons.
Jared Lyons. He's got a negative 15, I think it is, break even for this week. So he's one that will score well, but two will also make some coin.
What's his name? Jack Carroll from
Jack
Carlton.
As well.
Absolutely.
He's got a minus 60 break even.
Yep. I think we could even start to look at going like a bit bigger. If you want to go Harry Mackay, I don't hate it either. I reckon that's also one that we can look at. Brisbane, other players, I still don't trust Dunkley's first couple of scores, so I don't like how that's working out at the moment. Yep. So that's a no as well.
And as we're thrown up on the screen here with our man sitting third overall at the moment, the Insight Fantasy Sports World Cup. So NRL, AFL, NBL, and BBL. If you think you are the best Supercoach player in the world, join that. It's $20, and you'll be crowned. If you do come in first, the best Supercoach player in the world. Paul Vards, that covers them all. Cheers, lads. No worries, mate. Happy to help.
Nailed him.
You got anything more you want to add before we knock off for the night, mate?
No, mate. Just hopefully Tommy Green keeps on keeping on. And yeah, that we can get into a nice, very quick, short week of work and get ready for the Easter games, which is going to be bloody nice. A little bit more time in between, but this is going to be a massive week coming up as well. So if you aren't in the Discord, I highly recommend for you to get into the Discord this week, because every other team's break even is this week. So we're going to have to make sure we get these moves right. I know, I think both Horse and I are strongly considering another boost to make sure we piss off that injury-riddled backline, who we're going to target, who's going to make us money, where else we can sideway track to. I'll give you guys a little bit of an insight. I am maybe fading Dacos just because of his next few coming up. I think I might have to leave him out until after his bye, but we'll see how that goes.
That's a huge call, mate, but very good insights there from you. But for now, you are the skid man, our man, filthy IFS. I'm the horse, and this has been another episode of the Inside AFL show. We'll catch you for our live Wednesday night.
Yes,
See ya.
sir.